get from coast to coast here. We'll have to see as they go against Coast versus CLG. It's going to be the matchup. They are on the Rift, as you can see behind us, so join us, and thank you for joining us if you have been all day. It's been quite long, but we are into our last matchup. Get that last refill on popcorn in your drink, and we're going to be into the match.
This team comp also for Coast, it has no inherent tankiness. It's a very assassin-y team with Elise and Zed. And we'll have to see how Nintendo actually builds. Because Coast, they don't usually pick champions that have inherent tankiness. Not a big fan of the meat shields. But sometimes they'll do the off builds like we saw from Nintendo yesterday, where he'll just build tanky anyway.
Yeah.
So you never really know who's actually going to be the one to soak up damage on this team. And this team really relies a lot on coordination for Coast.
They will have to. There's a lot of things that will make that command shockwave miss. That's definitely difficult. You have a lot of ins and outs, and you may miss. Their engagement is the shockwave, though, so like you said, the coordination is going to have to be there. We'll see a lot of different level 1s this entire day. Everybody's like, you're in mid? All right, now we'll invade. It's like they're finding each other first and then doing whatever they want to do.
Ever since that TSM game where Dyrus got caught because
chunked out because
there was dancing in the middle by Insec at the All-Stars, and Dyrus got caught over there. Everybody's been very, very skeptical of this dancing. Dancing is no longer free, fun-loving, everybody just have a nice early game. It's devious now.
It's super devious, and you can see they're not getting any aggression in here. Both teams not even going for wards that are going to give them vision of the jungler. It's just entry.
I know, yeah. We have the almost symmetrical awards coming up. A couple extra from CLG because, you know, they put that Explorer award over here in the river, whereas we still have the Explorer award on Daydreamin'. But besides that, pretty much vision all the way down the river here for both teams. Top lane is going to be by itself up there, a little dark.
And see, this is where that ward would come into play. As they do golems in the top lane, they'd be seen by that ward that Vulcan likes to put out. Looks like they're going to be safe, and they're going to get the swap in here. So it looks like Jinte will be in the 2v1. Like we said, Orianna not too bad in that situation. Nian and Link may walk. Oh, pull over the wall? I don't think so. That could be big for them. No, he goes for it, but he misses it. They were thinking about it too much.
So this is an example of very, very quick adaptation by Coast. They've been watching the games today, and they placed this extra ward over the wall in the river, just in case they had someone on CLG waiting, like we saw before, and no surprises for them there on the blue invade.
Fog of War is not your friend. Just to say. So a little bit of a goldie here to Coast as they're making their way around the jungle a bit faster, or already got to lane. Who's going to have the level advantage on that one? Maybe it's going to be a solo lane. Looks like actually level 2 for Shifter here in mid. Will he try to get some damage down on the Link? No, they're just playing it safe. But we do have Chaucer moving down for some wards, and he's going to put pressure onto Nintendude. Looks like Nintendude was actually waiting for this.
Yeah, Nintendude started as red, so he was expecting the counter invade here, the switch from CLG to have their support and their top up there. Their answer to this, call in Jinte and just use your smite on it, because Jinte's getting zoned anyway. It's a 2 versus 1 lane. Bring him over, extra support.
The minions will be there soon. Yeah, he's level 1, but Nian hitting 2 just because the minions are hitting into the turret, and that's the same thing for Jinte. Daydreamin' and Mash Me trying to put pressure on. They didn't get too much pressure onto the turret, but that's the Caitlyn lane. Peacemaker everything and just shove it into the turret.
And both of these 2 vs 1 lanes actually are going to have to worry about hooks causing early deaths for the solo laners, and we'll probably see a lot of attention from actually both junglers trying to help them and just sort of keep these outer turrets up as long as possible.
Some pretty good damage coming in for Nintendo to help with that Volatile Spider as he gets a good push for Jinte, trying to get him off the turret so he can at least soak up some of the gold coming to the bottom lane just on the outside. Big Fat doesn't have the room for the flag toss. He gets tripped up in the minions.
Yeah, it was a good, slice and dice there from the end, though. Got some harass onto the Caitlyn there. Don't Mash Me hurting a little bit. And they're actually going to duo shove this lane back the other way. I love this extra ward, too, that was dropped down by Coast in the side bush.
The shove is definitely working a lot more for CLG in this, because they've been doing it in the top lane, but holding it at the turret. So CLG could definitely pick up some advantage here as if Nian can back after this and get back to lane before losing anything.
And it actually is Coast who's ahead in sort of the turret life of the top and bottom turrets. But, like I said, CLG are the ones pressing now.
Onto Chowster. There's the repel. She chooses to come down on the closest minions. Looks like they could have pulled that into a kill, so very smart choice by Nintendude. But looks like we're going to have Big Fat walking away. Nintendude will continue to pressure.
And Link over here pulling some, Season 2, Season 1 mid-play where he went around, he just farmed up the Wraith camp and let Shifter push it. So as Karthus, he's just trying to spam farm right now. He's going for the long haul, of course, and as soon as he hits level 6, then he'll get that global presence. He doesn't have to roam for it.
Here's that damage you're going to get out of a Caitlyn lane, annoying your tower forever and ever. Big Fat here, positioning himself well, knowing that they don't want to lose this just yet. It's going to be too much of an advantage to get Mashme in another lane right now.
And he eats the cupcake, going to just sort of take the... delicious right there. Just going to sort of eat up a little bit more damage, but they have to worry about it because this turret's getting very low.
Oh, they go in once again. Just a little bit of harassment on to Mashme. Daydreaming is still on the backside there. The tier is now starting to come out. Jinte charging that up. Link, as soon as he can, at 38 minions, goes back and gets himself a buy as well. They finally have Jinte to go back, but he will be able to push this lane better now.
And down in that bottom lane, Big Fat LP was not on the same page as Nien. We saw Nien go in there and initiating well. We have the recalling Jarvan sitting there. A little bit of a miscommunication, and he does end up even canceling it and staying there to clear because of that pressure.
There's Shifter coming from the right side. This is going to be the first mobilization from mid here. They try for the gank. The death mark is on. It's only going to be a few hundred damage, not even really, as they're still quite low level. 4s, 5s, and 6 for the lane right now.
So that was a great arcane shift by Doublelift. The reason that death mark did so little damage, as soon as it went off, Doublelift arcane shifts away from the shadows so the extra damage doesn't come in.
Mashme there. The Requiem goes down. That may not be enough for the first Requiem. It is a 200 damage straight down first blood.
Perfect job there by Link. He spam farms until he can get level 6 immediately, and then they comboed that aggression, knowing that Karthus ultimate is available with the Big Fat LP and Nien aggression.
Looks like that kill coming in very big for Link. He is enjoying that, not having to leave lane and all. And like you said, he's one to want those kills, and if you're just going to have to press R, he'll be even a bigger smile on his face about that. He's going to help his team now grab Dragon, and even more just map pressure.
Yeah, he doesn't have blue buff, but he just bought a tier, so he's going to be able to spam out those layways, burn this Dragon down. It looks like it's going to be a problem, though.
Oh, man, he goes in, dodges, but he gets taken down after the flash. Note, flash does not heal you. Going in for the fight here. Daydream may go down as well, so it's going to be a good attempt if they can go 1-for-1. Nien's forced to back. Shifter just putting in all the auto attacks to force the fight away. You'd think he was ranged here. Going in, gets himself in with the shadow. A few more auto attacks. He's done about 12 now, but he's finally forced out of the fight. Looks like Big Fat's going to take the cocoon here, so they can't get onto Nien. Nintendude going in, he's gonna get the Q down! A few more, but the stun! Oh no! Oh man, Nintendude, that may have been a poor decision.
Nien actually had the opportunity to run, just take a beeline back to base, but he didn't take it. I was thinking that could be a mistake. HP potion was ticking the whole time, though. You had to point that out, and that was really the difference there. He actually did a great job baiting in Nintendude, and they come out with a kill for it, even though they lose the turret.
Nien's got to be used to it. They have been focusing him left and right. Has Vladimir has seen somebody in his lane every few minutes. He's ready for it now. He knows how to stop it, and he was hugging the turret. Chowster and Doublelift trying to activate something here in the top lane. They're up 2-1, but Doublelift hasn't been the one getting the kills. He is up about 20 CS, so Blue Ezreal in a good position.
Yeah, they're going to have to focus it really quick, though, because Elise is on the way, and they really don't have time to finish it off here. Jinte goes for it.
Oh, there's a shockwave. They're going to get the repel into Chowster. The play is back. They still have the death sentence for him to lock somebody up. They at least get to save Doublelift here. He throws down the shield, and he is just going to go death sentence for himself.
So the bait right there was perfect. Both Doublelift and Chowster wanted to finish that turret so badly that they overextended for it, and Coast knew that they were going to try and finish it off. Just played right into their hands. Beautiful shockwave from Jinte to set that one up.
So Nien, even more knowing he's focused. First buy coming in, Giants.
Some tanky Renekton down there. And he's doing fine. He's about the same as Jinte, so not really behind in that 2-versus-1 lane, even though his turret is gone, so he'll have to be a bit more careful in that long lane.
We all know that Doublelift likes to put that hint of red on his blue build. He again looks like to be going for the Bloodthirster first right away, and even without kills, that's supposed to be the kind of high-end item in the blue build. He's going to go for that
Again,
burst.
CLG going for the dragon here, and it could be contested.
So much pressure. Just keep coming from them, Kobe.
They've got a lot of people here. That's going to have to be a hook
steal!
steal!
He gets it! Oh, you got to be dreaming.
A hook steal as it comes out of my mouth. I didn't really believe it, but there it is.
You're like, I said it. Wait, I saw it. All right, double verification.
Daydreamin may now be the Blitzcrank master. I mean, I have to say, God hand right there. That's more impressive than pulling in, the main champion of the other team, stealing dragon with a hook, just punching a dragon in the back of the head. Here they go.
Going down to the bottom lane. Nien looks like he could be able to get into the kill here. See it? Nien back in. Daydream is so close. Do they want it? Oh my gosh, it's so just on the edge. The skin of the teeth plays coming out here. Nintendo repels. Big Fat's in range. Nien's like, no way. See ya, bro. Nintendo still go for damage. Will he miss or hit the cocoon? They got a few minions. Big Fat doing a great job of kind of organizing those minions to get out, but it looks like they may still be able to follow. Shifter, he got away from Shifter to stop the assist. That was actually a nice play.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, anytime you can deny the extra 50% gold right there, then it's a good thing. Meanwhile, up top lane, though, we are going to have Chaucer and Double Lift going again for this turret.
Looks like they're going to be able to grab this turret. 11 minutes in, CLG looks to take not even an upper hand here. Tied in kills, tied in turrets, 300 gold.
Gente with the blue buff should be fine against this Ezreal here. Chaucer's backing off, and we do have more people coming in.
There's the command shockwave on a double lift. Oh man, he still got himself away. He was all right in the damages.
The pressure though is on for the mid lane. Caitlyn is going to be backed up by Shifter, and it's going to be difficult for Link to protect this one by himself.
Slow movement now from both teams. There is aggression towards the top lane, but they haven't figured out a way to act on it just yet. Big Fat OP, oh, he could get caught out here, but no, Chaucer just on the side. He's good. He can wait, and they're going to back off for this one.
And being that low, though, means that Coast want to keep this up. They're going to go for this top turret and answer it back.
There's going to be no damage down. They're just looking to focus on the turret. They don't have too much damage pressure onto them, but the minions going down faster than they can take the turret. They do get themselves back. There's a lot of chaotic play between these two teams right now. Nien's like, yes, leave me bottom after giving me 2 kills and an assist. I will take your turret as long as that can be defended nicely top. Like we said, this game is very, very even, so something needs to sway for a team here soon.
The wave clear from the Arcane Barrage was huge, but Daydreamin's outside, and he's looking for the extra hooks. They do have a ward in that tri-bush, so they're not going to go and jeopardize their lives by contesting.
It's taken an entire team to take top turret, while Nien got this one by himself. So CLG not really dictating things right now, but definitely have the upper hand on where the movement is going. They have vision of the entire team, and Nien might even push for a little bit here.
Yeah, it brings it back to only a 500 gold difference. Very close game, only 3-3, and now it's going to be the attention turning towards the mid lane. The hook doesn't land, though, so they can't extend it.
They wanted that so bad. Like, let's just stand in front of the turret and grab him. He won't know what's going to hit him. Throws down the wall. Link knew. He stays safe. Still now 13 minutes in. Coast is trying to really make moves now. They went to the top. They're now going to mid, and they're going to stop this pressure. It'll be all 3 outer turrets for them while they still have their mid control of the map.
Yeah, so both teams have both side turrets down, and we're definitely going to have a congregation in the middle now as each one desperately defends their mid turret, as it's the last perimeter defense that they have.
Link very low on mana. Looks like he will get this blue buff. None of them really want to leave lane. You think you just go back when you don't have mana since you're stacking the tier, and he actually gets that and then goes back with 2,300 gold. So he actually did want it.
Yeah, Link gonna go back. As soon as you can finish a Rod of Ages, you should, because it stacks up. You know, it takes that 10 minutes, and he's really got both of his ramping up items. I was talking about how we've seen so many Karthuses, or Karthai, is that what you say? Go with the defensive early builds. Link's going with the classic ramping up build, and he's going to be a really big factor later in this game.
Sunfire Cape now on to Nien as he was just left alone forever on an island to his own divide. We'll see what he can do for himself now, reaching back to the top lane against Shifter. Shifter not really up to that Blade of the Rune King yet. and he is sitting on 630 gold, so he's really only got that dagger for speed on the next purchase. He looks to stay in lane, but could be pushed out by Nien here.
Yeah, and Nien's happy to go heads up with Shifter
Oh, yeah.
right now because he's itemized pure armor right now. He was in a 2-versus-1 lane, so he is itemizing against the AD carry. That will work just fine versus Shifter because, Sunfire, Cape Rush, plus the extra Doran shield is plenty of mitigation.
We look at the scaling for both of these teams towards the late game, and it's going to get pretty even. Orianna does a whole hell of a lot of damage late game. So does Karthus. So does Doublelift will because he's ahead, and so will Mashme, obviously, because you're going to get the Infinity Edge on Caitlyn, which looks like he's actually going for the Bloodthirster from being a tad behind.
Yeah, both of them are going to have Bloodthirsters then. It just happens that Doublelift started stacking his up already, so he definitely has the upper hand. Another thing with the items here for Coast, they don't have anyone, off the bat building very tanky besides Daydreamin as the support. So they're going to really be relying on their CC and bursting a target down. Nien's going to have a really happy time once they do have these team fights because he's really the meatiest one on the entire map.
So we have Coast playing the brute force power game in mid, just trying to pressure down this turret with each wave. A double push coming out from CLG. They got the Sunfire in the top, the Defile, and the Lay Waste in the bottom lane. It looks like it will make Coast back off here. So they are playing to really position for CLG.
So the position now is probably going to swing down around Dragon. You can see Shifter actually was thinking about going top to get that wave, but immediately turns his direction, goes over to the Dragon. As we have wards over here, the pink is going to give him vision, but they're burning it down.
And there's been no hesitation. As soon as it comes up, Link has walked over to Dragon every time. They are going to get it for Nintendo X. He gets the steal, or not steal rather, he gets it for himself, gets out, and the team doesn't even know the itsy bitsy spider was there.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a steal. You'll give credit to Nintendo when he deserves it, my friend. He got the execute damage, got right in there, flashed out too. Very well played, and that is the second steal for Coast. You have to remember the early steal there from the Blitzcrank.
Yep.
These steals from Coast are actually keeping them right in the game with the global gold.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely was a steal. I was going to give him all the credit, be like, that's all you. The team's enjoying it as well. The global gold to go around. And finally, it's only, actually not even finally, it's still 500 gold. We'll see what that matters in this fight. The shield going down into Daydreamin. He's going to pop up and they're going to take down Chowster. Very aggressive. Nobody could follow his gap clicks.
The mastermind Daydreamin hooks in the cannon minion to bait Chowster. Oh, here comes the Requiem.
Oh, no! That's why Mana Barrier is really nice to have. It went down before, during that fight rather, and Requiem's able to pick up a kill. So, going back on the 1-for-1 there.
Chowster definitely made that call. He's like, that Blitzcrank is not getting away with this. You need to use your ulti right now, Link. Get that kill. I'm not going down alone.
Looking around the map, a lot of just tier 1 boots still for these teams as they get core items in. The Morello Namicon for Jinte. Spirit of the Spectral Wraith coming out onto Nintendo X. We see that item being quite a favorite onto the Elise players. And more tiers stacking. We have about 600 right now going on to Link. Very fast for him. 12 as Doublelift just picked his up. And 444 onto Jinte.
So those are all going to take a while to stack up, but we just had Shifter finish his huge item, which is the Blade of the Ruin King. There's a giant gap between your Cutlass and your Blade upgrade where you're missing a lot of gold. You have to actually hold that gold, but now once he has it completed, he's going to be able to use that active item damage after he uses Death Mark to get double the effectiveness out of that item.
In the way that things have actually gone for Coast in these last few engagements, it's been a pickaxe and the critical cloak coming out for Don't Mash Me. So he's going to be able to go straight for that Infinity Edge. If he wasn't already, it looked like he was going to switch in the Bloodthirster, but the Scepter was probably for early game sustain.
That critical cloak of agility with the 50 goes right into the Infinity Edge, which is essential on one of those champions like Caitlyn here, because she's all about auto attack damage, and getting the increased crit damage from that and comboing it with Phantom Dancer is pretty much essential.
Oh, they are hatching that pink ward right now. Chowster goes over. He's onto the Blitzcrank once again. He just remembers what happened last time, and the same nightmare comes in for him. Nien's in the fight this time now. There's the HP they have not had in these fights, but nobody's there to get to it with him. Nien goes down from the hit from the Death Mark. Now onto Big Fat. They get a good hit on him, and look at all the wards that they're fighting with here.
That powerful Death Mark explosion does take out Nien. That was the Blade of the Ruin King right in action right there, and we have Hook versus Hook. Chaucer keeps getting the hooks onto Daydreamin, but paying for them with his life.
Moving around, Nintendo X taking out the blue buff for himself. They're going to keep pressuring. A good job by Doublelift to keep things moving. Doublelift was not in that fight, something to be considered. We really didn't even get the true shot barrage. And just so much pressure here. Mashmi's probably going to be able to finish the Infinity Edge after this, and a huge surge of... They missed the turret. A huge surge of power.
There we go.
Soon to come from these guys.
Doublelift coming in from the side. He's not a ninja, though.
Doublelift going for the grand face check as he goes into Daydream, and Daydream out of mana. He's only here to run around and be the beep boop for his team. Looks like he is going to get himself out. Oh, Mashmi! The hook in, but the cleanse. He hooked himself to Mashmi before that cleanse comes off. It looks like Shifter will be able to get himself a kill. Actually, it wasn't Shifter. That was coming in for Jinte. Very nice.
So nice little swing around there from Doublelift coming in with the red buff. Able to cut off a few people, but they, again, come out of it behind here, losing 2 people. The recall from Jinte right there just barely got out, by the way. That was what the Arcane Barrage went off from Doublelift, and they're going to be able to get this turret in answer.
Nien's still quite big after putting himself in the front of that fight. That does not look good for Coast. Like last time we said, Coast's initiation comes from Shockwave. They really don't have a lot of anybody that can be jumped up.
Yeah, exactly. The initiation hasn't been from Blitzcrank hooks. Daydreamin's been hooking minions all day, but that's actually the better choice in this game. It's much safer because every time Chauster lands a hook, he dies. Those 4 deaths are all after him landing hooks and going right in there.
Daydreamin knows what it's about. You hook the dragons and you hook the minions,
exactly,
and you'll be all right.
He's hooking neutrals. Those things are easy, predictable. They never kill you.
Never, ever run. Yep, well... Sometimes.
Okay, if you hook a minion and you die to it, then you should probably stop playing Blitzcrank.
Fair enough. No, duly noted. 21 minutes in here. Shifter, eyes, blood red, and he goes on a Doublelift. The extra damage not there, so he's going to try to apply the death mark. Not too much. Barriers on. He has the dive. He has the shadow. No, he doesn't even use it. He just walks out of the explosion.
I love how Shifter's play definitely resemble. You can tell what his play is going to be from his item build. There's the hook.
There's a Chauster over the wall going for a picnic right now. Chauster's going to be taken down here in this situation. A very nice job there. And he did hook before he died, so that's hook number 5.
Well, that's not a minion. He actually hooked Chauster that time. But with all the deaths, Chauster's going to get worth as much as a minion in gold pretty soon here. 5 deaths mean that every consecutive one lowers your gold bounty.
Making their way to the first inhibitor turret of the game, and it's been all down mid. They've kind of been able to force Counter Logic Gaming just out of position here, and really it's CLG that has these fight initiations. They have to get behind Nien. They have to allow Link to die a few times here. He is quite powerful, and he hasn't really seen the fights other than lay wastes just from the outside.
What we would really need to see is next time Chaucer lands a hook, he has to preemptively throw a lantern back so that someone can come with him.
Somebody can follow that gap close, yeah.
He needs to throw it back to Link so that Link can come in with him, because Chauster's solo dives have really not been working for CLG. They have to have the extra level of Thresh play where you also utilize that lantern.
And you can see that even Doublelift is feeling the pressure. Usually you'll see somewhat of the Muramana come, or Manamune rather, come out with the buy of the longsword, but he went for the Glacial first. He needs that defense right now.
Definitely needs some sort of extra cooldown reduction too. It's not the blue Ezreal, but he's picking up some blue stuff here.
He's trying to find it. The Sheen would definitely help at this point. There's already starting to be armor. That Locket of the Iron Solari coming out. Jinte, obviously, like we said on Orianna, has a lot of utility for the team in shields. We'll have to see if this pressure can be enough from what CLG has put in their pockets so far. Right now, Nintendo X just able to pretty much walk through safely.
Pretty safe walk for Nintendo, just a stroll in the park there.
They have too much control.
Still,
look at the wards.
You know, still though, nobody really building like super tanky on their team. They haven't needed it though. They keep on outplaying CLG and getting picks and catching people off guard. So it's not really a detriment to their team. You know, we still have some nice HP on Blitzcrank and a little bit of extra defenses for everybody with that Locket pickup from Nintendo.
It's reminiscent now.
Oh, here we go.
Oh dear. Not of the poke, but of the velocity comp. They just always fight. They just buy damage and they go in and they get the kills every time. The Lantern was there, couldn't be accessed.
Great Shockwave to set that up, but the best part of that one was finishing off that blue Wraith just as the hook was going out. Great job by them. It wasn't a smite or anything. That would have been more, it would have given them more credit if Daydreamin said, Nintendo, smite this blue. It's really quick right now, so then my hook's going to land.
That'd be scary because they wouldn't have it for this situation right now.
Yeah.
They may take some damage off of the affected Baron, but they get away in time, walking through a pink ward here, or rather a regular ward over their pink that they kill. Oh, the grab is so in range. There we go, double lift. Oh, he gets the arcane cheese on the grab.
So Daydreamin tried to counter that play right there by flashing in for the silence with his ult.
Yep.
Good effort.
It's like a 1.5 second, but he waited. Counted that one out.
Link can't have burn this one down before Nintendo halt.
Man, they are just saying thank you on all the objectives. You're going to farm that out for me? Well, I'll get the last hit. Thanks. Barons, everything.
Great job
Dragons.
roaming here by Team Coast.
Yeah, they are going to create all the pressure that they need. Link is out of mana right now, so he cannot be a help in this fight as they come up. He's going to be regenning not quite fast, but pretty good. Looks like Coast isn't going to work on this, though. They got what they needed. They're going to be out to buy.
It's very interesting right now what the CLG vent would sound like. I want to know what their new plan is because they have to come up with something like we said, the hook plus lantern engage. They need some sort of way to get Link inside and actually be starting off this team fight. Maybe it's as simple as Link body blocking for these hooks. If Link can get hooked in, then that will actually be fine for them, and they'll roll with it because he's got a huge amount of power right now with that needlessly large rod.
There's got to be a point in the game where CLG can push these lanes that
No
are
mana,
actually
though.
very
No
close.
mana!
Oh, another hook, but you're standing closer. Get away from the Baron. Link could die to Baron. He actually goes down to Shifter as he's walking out. They try to take Baron. The Requiem comes down, and they do get Daydream in here. That's quite a big effect for this fight, but Nintendo is still alive. He has had some good steals, doesn't get in range. It goes to Big Fat. They're going to execute the fight, a shutdown onto Nintendo, but a perfect four-person shockwave to disengage.
Too bad that didn't start out the team fight. But they had exactly what CLG wanted. Called the hook for Link right there. They get him in, and he was able to burn down Baron while he was dead using his passive, the lay waste. CLG sneak right in. Yes, thank you. We will take the Baron buff, and the momentum has completely swung in their favor now, pushing down that mid lane.
It's been the story of the day, the magnet of mistakes, making them at Baron. We see teams just fighting it down and then just being stolen away. This time Counter Logic Gaming's, and it looks like they are going to walk out happy. The Randuin's starting to come out on the end. Their fight's getting more formidable, but Jinte coming out with that Rabadon. It's got to be looking to build up that Seraph soon. Most likely coming into a Void Step after that. So we're going to see big damage from him, and hopefully the plays from Season 2 is what Coast is hoping. Or Spring Season.
Spring Split would be... Oh, okay, so forget Spring Split. Let's talk about this camp right here. This is classic bush gank. Now we really have to see how much patience CLG have. Looks like they don't have a lot of patience, and they'll just pull out of this one, which is actually the correct decision right now because they'd be wasting time with this Baron.
Yeah. Heard him from the background. They're
There
like,
we go.
whoa, there's a Shifter down bottom. There they are going for Shifter. He uses the first shadow. It's going to be Nian coming in. The Cataclysm goes out. That means he will not be able to fight. Will he get Deathmark off and get himself in there? Deathmark goes down. He gets all the damage needed, but it wasn't that much. It is going to hit, but will they be able to follow up? Coast on the backside. Trellius goes out. It's going to be Nian putting himself in the fire, but it's going to be Daydreaming continuing to chase. They click back. They say, no, we need to start pushing more lanes and get an advantage from this.
Shifter, great timing on that Deathmark. He was able to get off the Deathmark plus Shadow Slash while everyone was around him, like you said, right before dying. That's really the essential part that he needed to get off anyways. It's okay if he dies after that because there was so much AoE damage that CLG couldn't fight after that, and they used everything chasing him, making him use his Shadow, and then using the Cataclysm definitely bit them in the butt.
Yeah, he played that well. If you know you're going down, a good rule of thumb, be valiant about it. Do as much damage as you can before it happens.
Don't go down running, go down fighting.
Exactly.
In League of Legends. If you know you're going to die, just get the damage out so the rest of your team can capitalize on it.
We just saw it happen. Confirmed. 29 minutes into this one, 14-8 is... They're sort of coasting along, but CLG is finding a way back into this. The lanes are being pressured. Coast was able to take down those turrets first, but now CLG sits ahead of those turrets by one. We have a live dragon, and these guys have put a lot of focus on it. Both teams, that is, with these guys.
And CLG are just too far out of position to contest this one, so this one is, again, going to Coast right here. They actually don't have to steal it this time. They can just take it straight up.
The easy mode dragon coming in on that time. So that's going to put them up 2,000 gold now. That'll be quite helpful, but really spread across. That's only a bit of gold for each person. That's not really a full core item for anyone. And really, probably going to 5-0 and 4 on Jinte, playing very well. We said that Oriana was going to be good play. We'll have to see if he can execute the next fight for the team, because everything, they've been able to win it, but it's been in defense to start the fight for Coast.
And for Coast, I mean, the really big power plays that we're going to have to see are going to be coming out from any one of these members. That's the advantage of people not building defensively. They can all make plays. Any one of these guys could make a huge play right now. I mean, Domashme is not going to want to be the one starting them off, but he's going to be putting out plenty of damage from that back line because he already has that great combo of the Phantom Dancer plus Infinity Edge.
Very fast Shirelli is brought up by Daydream, and he knows he needs to get his team along with him, especially with that Iceborne Gauntlet. We're going to see the pop-up from Daydream and a little bit of harass here.
Oh.
Safe Lantern. Just going to walk over. He says, I don't need your Lantern. Let's guard this base.
Not going to follow Chauster's Dark Passage. You don't know where that thing's going to lead.
He might hook somebody.
Yeah, he's got himself into some very dangerous positions. Big Fat LP does not want to follow.
We'll have to see. 260 CS for Double Lift. He has gotten the Iceborne Gauntlet out, so that's what I'm saying, that Shirelia's was necessary by Daydreaming, but this could really put CLG in the spot they want. The Karthus Wall, the Iceborne Gauntlet, the ability to just shut a team down with box, disengage, or poke from the outside is getting there for them.
Yeah, I mean, CLG definitely have more of the sort of complete, I guess it's kind of like those, complete breakfast right here of a team comp. They've got a little bit of tank, a little bit of AoE. They've got the auras for team fighting, and then they have the damage here coming out there. Their patented 2-threat build for CLG. Everyone else is going, supporting, and it's Link and Double Lift who are the carries. Meanwhile, Coast, they've got carries from every single angle.
Right, but there's no iron. They don't have any beef. Well, there is. They have Blitzcrank, but they don't have the tank like we were talking about. Shifter pushing into the bottom lane. Looks like Coast is actually trying to make something happen for themselves, to say it's not just going to come from mid lane. We have to hit them from every angle.
It looks like we're going to go with a duo push here. We haven't seen, like I said it yesterday too, but there's been a distinct lack of teleports in all these games. Especially
high five.
Okay, sock him in the face.
That's all. It's just kind of a back and forth. Are they really going to go on this? What a chaotic beginning to a fight. The shockwave in the back, but it's only onto a few, and it really doesn't do that much damage. Jinte is 1v1. There's another 2v1 going on over here, and a 3v1 over here. I don't know what's going on. A shutdown coming in for Link. Shifter going very low in this fight. Big Fat tries to get the last Q down. That Requiem is going to wreak havoc. Coming in with a double kill onto that. An overall triple kill. And Chauster, whoa, Volatile Spider almost taking him out. The Quadra for Link. Oh, the flash from the wall, but he lands the auto attack from downtown.
Beautiful. Karthus auto attack are devastating. Everyone will fear them now. Link with some extremely good play right there. Said they had 2 threats. He is definitely one of the more fearsome right now. After he's completed basically the 2 giant damage items in the game, the Death Cap plus the Void Staff are the just highest damage items you can have for an AP. So he really rushed those, and he just wanted to be pure power. Very impressive right there. And CLG also in that fight showed the advantage of having someone build full tank like Nien, because Nien got caught. There were some plays being made on Nien by Coast, but that's fine with them because you can burn everything into Nien. Even if you take him down, we got plenty of people to clean it up.
Yeah, he absolutely enjoyed that engagement. Baron is alive, as you can see on your screen now. We are coming up to the 33rd minute of our last game of the day. Don't go anywhere this weekend, though, because we still have, or I guess it's not even the weekend yet. These days have been so filled with everything. I feel like we're just surpassing time. But there is still another day of Super Week tomorrow. Our last game of the day here, Coast versus Counter Logic Gaming. These teams both going neck and neck at each other, have broken down the mid lanes to the inhibitor turrets, and right now sit only 3 kills apart and about 400 gold with 1 turret between them.
So close of a game, and we have to remember that CLG already today played that 71-minute game.
Yeah, they did.
So they already have a fatigue factor that we talked about Dignitas experiencing, but now this game being so even at 33 minutes means that this one's going to go even longer, and it could be another CLG ridiculously long game.
This can only really, if in you know the back of your mind, be good for CLG, because these are the moments when they do become a team in the LCS, where they do have these late game instances where they can coordinate.
This is actually a genius manipulation by CLG because they need more practice with the new players. They're making the games longer. Yes, it's all according to plan. This is probably Kelby at work here. He's like, hey guys, make every single game at least 60 minutes, and we'll get plenty of extra practice in at the LCS studios.
We're 50% faster to our mark. All right, so we'll see what they can put up in mid here for a production of a gank. It looks like everybody calls this one off. A little bit of a rain check on that one. No!
Whoa!
GG says it's time for lunch. He does not go in, though. Oh, the command shockwave on 4. So much damage right there. They have to initiate onto this. Chowster takes it, but Nien says no. You will not activate anything off that damage. They're able to single out Shifter in the back line. That's going to be the Requiem for Nien coming down. He throws it out very early on that one, but as soon as he was down, because nobody was around him, Mashme in the back line. The auto attacks coming out very huge for him. Throws out the Caitlyn Q for a bit of damage on the back line, but he is getting pushed out by Chowster. They miss the death sentence from him. The kill coming out on an Nintendo X. Mashme still trying to get the pokes down, but it looks like he's shooting a brick wall right now. He actually may get the headshot proc here. It's what he needs. Mashme cannot get through that armor just yet.
So Mashme chasing 4 people right now. It looks like Nien's going to recall in this bush, so if there's a chance to go over there, then they could pick him up, but they aren't going to get there in time. That was a very, very well coordinated.
That was crazy.
Yeah, team fight right there.
Very surprised.
The main thing from it, actually, that I want to point out is Shifter dove the CLG team while Nien dove Coast, which is actually just what Coasts are looking for, because Shifter went right after Link. If you can burst down that Karthus and have him die away from the rest of your team, Coast, especially since Team Coast is fairly squishy, then they're happy to trade Shifter's life for Link's life so that they don't have to fight on the Defile. And it was actually a really good move by him, and the reason why that fight came out even.
And it's kind of one of the only things they can do, because Karthus himself is one of the hardest champions to get through if you're trying to get to the back line. So that in itself, Shifter was like, I'll dash past his wall if he even wants to throw it out.
Yeah,
absolutely
even
correct.
though, you know, Nien's way more tanky and he could survive longer.
It's just the
Shifter
right
got
move.
his job done. Mission accomplished.
It's the second time.
Good job, soldier.
Kamikaze getting in there. We'll have to see if they can do it once more with him alive this time, because it's kind of been the, we fought so damn hard, we can't push anything.
And it looks like we are going to have another meetup. Everybody...
It's all about the mid lane. It's all about the mid lane this game. They got fences on the outside, or maybe like dog collars or something, not letting them get out of here. They're not even going for their buffs really right now. Mashme holding ball for his team, gets a big close grab on Big Fat there. He takes the initial damage, throws down the locket in his own shield. That they get back. They make sure Shifter can't give it to the back line too much. Karthus still going to the front line. This is not something that happened before. And like you said, Kobe, if he can get into the fight, it wreaks havoc. Link has stopped and backed up to make sure there's no crowd control for him, but I think he should have kept going on the fight.
That's the problem with fighting Karthus. He's gonna get so much damage late game, and it's guaranteed damage, even though the entire team of CLG had backed off to kill Shifter before Shifter was able to take out his target. He was still able to add that damage from the front line, and they are gonna easily get this inhibitor.
We'll have to see. That goes down. The map pressure now for counter logic. Oh no, one more hit! Oh my dear. They want this. They're just going to walk it back in. There we go. That's how it goes down. The ultimate comes out. Chowster sidesteps and says, you can have that.
All right. The end game Karthus, very hard to get around. If you are Team Coast right now, you've got to be brainstorming. What are we going to try next time?
No
because
light drizzles here.
We keep having Shifter dive by himself. Yes, got Karthus once, but this time he was actually going for double lift. The other threat, you know, one of the two threats. If he gets one of those down, then it's okay. But he was unsuccessful because CLG made the adaptation this time. They bursted him down, and they used everything to make sure that that wasn't successful. You can see the giant difference in the outcomes of those two strategies. So Coast, they're really going to have to modify their plan.
This is going to be a lot harder for Coast once that Zhonya's gets onto Link. It's going to be so much harder to really activate anything. The from the back.
So little shout out to the Chinese team, I guess, here from CLG. Everybody hopping over the back wall.
Just making it safe. You get the Thresh Lantern in there. Thresh pulls himself over. It really works, and they were able to take that, staying out of the vision of the ward that's just outside Baron, actually.
So unless you have a ward directly in Baron, you are not going to see that one.
Nope.
Exactly what CLG were counting on. They're actually known for all kinds of sneaky Baron tactics. Back in Season 2, they would do this 2-man Baron, and they were one of the first teams, one of the first North American teams at least, to pull that off.
Is that the Jax Baron, or who do they have for that? So I can't remember.
They actually did it with several different compositions. One was with Jax, but they had a laner with Wriggles as well as jungler.
Right, the double
pretty
Wriggles.
Much anybody with percentage damage or attack speed, steroids like that can pull it off. You know, sometimes they even had Shen with it. So they're known for their sneaky Baron strategies, and they definitely borrowed this one from the Asian scene, the Chinese and the Koreans. Love just getting those sneaky ones off.
And with that Baron being down, the safest time to push the bottom lane, and even Coast is reading this one like a book. They're just like, it'll be here soon. Don't worry, the train's coming.
The pain train
is coming down the bottom lane. It's been pretty painful. We have the Oracle on Daydreaming now, so they may be able to slow things down for CLG really transitioning here.
Going to be really hard to slow down Link right now. He's got a Baron buff plus the blue elixir on him. I mean, 770 ability power now on this Karthus, and there's the hook.
Big Fat LP gets locked in. Double of so much damage. The ball movement almost takes him out. They are going to have to run from this fight. But Link says, run. What is that? Tries to get himself in. Obliterated instantly by Jinte. A double kill for him. Everybody comes out safe from the Requiem, but they may be bleeding.
That was a perfect adaptation by Coast. Genius play right there. They had Jinte use the shockwave to keep both Double Lift and Link out of that fight. He got them both out and slowed them with the dissonance after his shockwave, chunking them down. It just completely destroyed CLG's whole strategy, because even after that, they were too low. Link trying to force it and get into that fight. Great win right there for Coast. That one is actually going to be hard to pull off again, but beautiful job there by Jinte, making it happen.
Yeah. CLG knowing the pressure of Baron, knowing that they can push that bottom turret without any other worries right now, go ahead and get themselves a dragon, kind of make up for those few kills there. 3,000 gold in the lead. The Barons have definitely been putting that in their favor, but gold right now isn't going to mean too much unless you got about 10 to 12,000. The core items are really what it matters about right now. So a few Seraph's Embrace from left to right. We see that Shifter picks up a Guardian Angel for possibly that dive on the Zanya's Link that's going to be here soon.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit beneficial if he can get back up. I mean, those are always great late game items, and we've seen people sell them after they use the proc already. But it's a little bit sad for Coast fans that after that brilliantly played fight and that win that they finally got, CLG even still got Dragon after that, so they even still got more gold. Coast are just so far behind right now that it's just very difficult for them, even after winning that, to really make anything happen. And CLG return right back to the scene of the crime here, going bottom and taking red buff on the way.
And it's not really in Coast's favor to even be in a lane and fight against turrets. They have Caitlyn and really Orianna long range. They're not going to be crushing down turrets whatsoever. So once they do get a foothold, it's going to be a very slow push into the base.
Yeah, I mean, I love that adaptation, but I mean, it works perfectly against CLG, where Jinte got both threats that are in this two-threat team in his Shockwave and Dissonance. That's so tough to do. CLG are going to be probably yelling at each other after that last team fight. All they really have to do to make that not happen again is have Double Lift and Link stand on opposite sides of the team. If those two threats are on different sides, you're not going to get that same situation, and that's exactly how they can prevent this.
Being in the back doesn't always mean you're safe.
No, as long as you're on different sides of the back.
Hey, look, they're just trying to set up things here. They want one pull over the wall. The Ward's trying to make things happen, but Counter Logic Gaming playing it safe now in the minds of their opponent, as it's kind of been switched around now.
Yeah, so basically right now CLG just have to be aware of their positioning. We've seen them before against Vulcan in the spring split, or actually it was against Marn in the spring split, where they all grouped up on the turret and Heartbeat on Sona came up with the giant crescendo where they got this ridiculous quadra kill there for Mega Zero.
I was just thinking about that the other day.
Yeah, you can never forget about positioning, especially this late into the fight.
Oh, I thought she was going to pull off the Shockwave. Jinte holding very strong and patient with that. They are so bunched up right now in the front of the base, but they know they're kind of just want them to push in a little bit more before they activate. Fighting in that pinched zone is definitely going to favor their team. They have that Jarvan ultimate. Yen can jump in. the blitz grab going out, and really CLG's only allowing Jarvan and Nian to be grabbed right
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good grab.
No.
Grabbing Crocodile with Guardian Angels on it.
Oh!
Shoot. That will be...
That's going to be pretty painful. The ult inside the base. We thought the first one was going to be the one he ulted, but looks like he got fast fingers on the command shockwave on that one. Now they don't really have to worry about bunching up Kobe. They can kind of just go all in if they want and really be protective around Karthus.
That's going to be... Oh, the bullet double lift!
Double lift flash! The arcane shift to get out. The double away for him to keep himself safe, but that means it's going to get a lot scarier in these engagements.
Daydreaming. That was a really nice answer. That's almost the only thing that they could do to shove CLG off at this point.
Stop them.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing that they could do. So if your shockwave is down, the only thing they can have is chunking down double lift to make the engage not beneficial for CLG. So right there, he does save that bottom turret, but it's going to be up to Coast for another really, really critical play at the next Baron that comes up in 50 seconds.
791? Is that what that said?
Oh, look at this!
Oh, going in and gets a grab! Over the wall, Chouster, what are you going to do? He gets away from the cocoon. I thought that was going to lock him up, gets himself to safety, but like I was saying, 749 AP coming in on Jinte, 791 coming in for Link.
Yeah, Daydreaming doing his best to make the plays happen there, but not enough extra people in position to capitalize. Chouster does burn his flash, but that's not too big of a deal. He's been going in on hooks anyways, right into the middle of the team fights.
So we got the distortion boots going on to Mash Me. He wants to keep himself safe in these fights. These guys are going very 6 items at this point. The boots are out. They haven't sold them yet, so they're almost there. But the Guardian Angel coming out over the Blade of the Rune King on the other side. It's going to be Chouster pulled out. That's not the damage for the Baron, but they need... Oh my gosh! Link gets absolutely obliterated in the fight. The Shockwave doing so much damage. They're now into double lift. Shifter's able to stay in the fight, and he just bought the Guardian Angel, so he will be back up to participate. He may go down. Nian is just so big right now with his itemization. He gets pulled back. The peel is just there for his team. They're going to take down Nen and the Guardian Angel. Pink wards are going to be vision for these guys onto the Baron, but will they be able to go after it? No, they won't. Coast coming up with the Baron.
Shifter and Jinte are such beasts. Another ridiculous shockwave right there. And then Shifter, man mode, he only knows one direction, just always attack. He had the Guardian Angel, that extra life, enabling him to get back up and push the rest of CLG off. That was the spectacular play that Coast were waiting for. They pulled it off at Baron, just what they needed to.
A huge sigh of relief you could see there on Daydreaming's face on the 5 cam. Now as they move out, they just kind of set up and they get themselves ready to do it all over again. Rinse and repeat, Kobe.
And by this point in the game, we do have the tanky auras at least coming out for Coast. So they are, shoring up that little weakness right there. We've got the double auras coming from Nintendo with the 2 important Locket and Bulwark right there. And it's really looking much better for them, especially with the Guardian Angel on Don't Mash Me. That extra damage source is going to have another second life.
We actually see even Shifter himself going over for Randuin's, and that's going to be huge because he is kamikazing into every one of these fights and still keeping a higher kill to death.
We are going to have to worry about the 2 threats from CLG. Both of them are very strong right now. We have the completed sort of purple build, I guess we'll call this one from Double Lift. Since, he's got red and blue, makes purple, plus Blade of the Ruined King. This is purple Ezreal, and he's completed his purple Ezreal.
Yeah, that's super completed right now. Daydreaming, again, wards over the wall to try and make something happen. The team saw that come in. Nintendo again, pressuring him with himself. Where is that Daydreaming? Comes up to the left side of the screen now, trying to get to the other side. Going to go ahead and clear out this ward for his team. They are just now dictating the game. Like I said, it's going to be a little slower. Mash Me looks like he's going to take some damage. The turrets won't fall right away, but with how fed Mash Me is now, it's kind of just making up for everybody else's damage on the turret.
Even Nian and Chouster now are a little wary of engaging because their backline keeps getting caught by these shockwaves from Jinte, these beautiful shockwaves. The name of the game right now for CLG is keep your eye on the ball.
This is the first time that Coast has had a chance at the front of the base. The first time they're able to take down the turret, and they're still pressuring. Counter Logic definitely on their heels right now, Kobe. 49 minutes in, the Cataclysm catches 3. Mashme and the rest on the outside. The flashes have been forced. Nien is so tanky, but he's gonna go down. The Guardian Angels are not up for the purchases previously. Command Shockwave to drop down Link. The Requiem is called out, but is it enough? Completely blocked by barrier. Mashme ready to fight with the rest of the team.
And now they can actually turn this one back around.
Nobody there to gap close with Big Fat. They're able to take him down right away. 70 seconds on the top Death Chamber timer.
Even though the bottom wave for Coast right now is pushed in, they don't care. They're going to go right at the middle.
The repel on a double lift. They try to get the shield down there as well. The utility from Orianna continuing these fights. Coast pressing in. It's only Chauster, and they have eyes on the inhibitor or Nexus turrets.
Going straight for the Nexus turrets. They can burn these down. The jet chambers are too long, and it's only Chauster up defending.
Coming up on 15 minutes into the game. Coast looking clean on this one as they have eyes on the Nexus. They are going to take it out, and they are going to find another win as Zion goes to his own graduation.
Coast earned that victory. Shifter, it's so beneficial when you have a sub who's already played with you for almost a full split. He comes in making the biggest plays of Orianna that we've seen in a very long time.
That was huge. The first few shockwaves kind of were the, oh no, it wasn't a sombrero, but it just missed. And then he hit 3 or 4 in a row. You know, if you don't take shots, they're not going to go in. And he took shots.
So what is the quote? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
So Shifter and Jinte right there, just making so many. Yeah, actually everyone, like you said, they're all threats on Coast.
Yeah.
And they were all making plays. Daydreamin doing his part too. So many clutch hooks. Even the hooks that he landed on cannon minions resulted in CLG deaths because Chauster would jump in after him.